everybody, it's Chuggaaconroy! Welcome back to more Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. In the last episode, we went to Gatian Port in search of some way to reach Citadark Isle, and we did indeed get that in the form of Robo-Kyogre. But we didn't want to leave just yet. There's a lot of things that opened up to us all over the place, and we started tackling all those things. Well, in this episode, I say we go and tackle even more of that. Now, I got a bit of a reading on my spot monitor, and I think that is a little bit intriguing, so how about we go to that right now? At the Pokespot, it's the Pokemon from the ship. And it's crying despite the fact that it's smiling. Seems to be a common theme with Bonsly. Anyway, you want to approach it as slowly as you can. Barely nudge that control stick. Walk on your tippy toes. If I'm not mistaken, you cannot do this with the D-pad. If you play using the D-pad, switch to the analog stick, because D-pad has one walking speed, and even though I've tried tapping the D-pad to try to get there slowly, it didn't count. So, just to be on the safe side, use your analog stick. Okay, here we go. Come on, almost there. Yes, I know this must be painful to sit through me moving this slow, but you have to move really slowly or else it won't count, and you get close to it, and... Wait a minute, you weren't stomping your feet all around. You may not be such a bad guy after all, it thinks. Captured Bonsly. Let's turn it to its owner. I didn't capture it, it was just staring at me. What, it counts as catching something if you just stare at it? Well, it's kind of how Ash caught most of his Pokemon. Okay. Yo, Michael, it just figures. It would take you to find that lost Bonsly. We collected data using ONBS's resources and couldn't find a trace of it. Yes, you couldn't stick a piece of cheese out in the desert and stick a radar designed by Duking, who is a friend of yours. No, your entire news station couldn't come up with that. Tutter and Bonsly are overjoyed. See for yourself. Yay, thank you, I believed in you. That sounds very, very forced, little girl. Bonsly! I just realized she has little Pokeballs in her hair. That's kind of cute, actually. This is something that stands for our gratitude. Please accept it. We got the Bonsly card. That is a card for Battle Bingo back at Realgam Tower. Now, that doesn't sound like anything really all that special, but this card is actually something really, really cool, and I would like to talk about it. With that Battle Bingo card, you want to head to the receptionist over at Realgam Tower. It actually did kind of have a little bit to do with the Realgam Tower now that I think about it, what I was saying earlier. And use this Bonsly card. Oh, that card, could it be? It is! It is the Bonsly card! It's been called a Mirage! Your printing company probably printed it. How would you think it's a Mirage? I've only heard rumors about it myself. Yes. So we register this card, and now we can play using the Bonsly card whenever we play Battle Bingo. So we'll do this. And there we go! I don't know what their obsession is with making Bonsly cry. It's almost like their obsession with making May cry in the 9th season of the anime, but I don't know why. It's really, really strange. But yes, you now have a special type of Battle Bingo card. And this has always been one of the most memorable parts of the second trek through the Orre region. Why is that? Well, if we select this, yeah, enter Bonsly. You are able to play a third-generation Pokemon game with Bonsly. You can't take it out of this mode, mind you, and I like how its portrait also has it crying. I don't get what the deal is with that, but anyway. Yes, you can actually play using Bonsly. He only knows Rock Slide. You are unable to check his status screen to learn his abilities or other things like that, his stats, anything like that. So, I don't really think this is deserving of a bio, but yes. There is a 4th-gen Pokemon obtainable in XD and only in XD. And just saying, when you are a young child, or not really a young child though, but I guess I was like a young teenager at the time of this getting released. When you're young, God, I sound so old saying that, but anyway. When you're a kid, and Pokemon Diamond and Pearl are games that you've only heard little myths about. There's like only 5 known Pokemon from it. You know that Sudowoodo's getting a pre-evolution, you know that Snorlax is getting a pre-evolution, you know that Sneasel's getting an evolution. That's pretty much the extent of what you know about it. And this new game comes out, and you could actually get one of those Pokemon early, like really early, like 2 years before those games are going to be released in your country. That's a pretty freaking big deal, and it really, really resonates with you over the years. I really wish they would do something like this again, because it always stuck out to me and was always a really, really cool... I guess I could just say it was a really, really cool thing that just always stuck out to me over the years. And it was just kind of a great time going into this mode, getting to fight using Bonsly, and, you know, getting Pokecoupons while doing it. Plus, if you looked at the side, you would see the Pokecoupons for this mode really are not that bad. So, yeah, it was rewarding to do. It was a great time. This always made this one of the side quests in Pokemon that resonated the most with me. Took my own advice and went and grabbed the Rain Dance TM from Battle CD number 50, so I'm gonna get rid of Charm on Mustache. I know it kind of hurts to do that considering it's the exclusive move though, but I've only used it a few times, and it's kind of no longer a Spheal, so it's kind of done looking adorable when it claps its hands together, and I'm sorry, it was a really cute attack animation. I can't get over it. And by the way, just saying, that Battle CD, I had loads of people telling me in the comments, like, hey, you can press, like, Start or A to skip ahead of that animation and start a Battle CDs. No, you can't. I mashed all kinds of buttons here. And just saying, the battle background of that Battle CD was the Tower Coliseum. I think it would have been faster to just take the elevator up to the real Tower Coliseum from here than watch through all that. Anyway, item from Gene is an antidote, as we just saw there. Okay, I think we're all good on that front. Now, already went over the prizes you get for the Tower Coliseum when that opened up to us when we were at the Snag'em hideout, so I don't feel it's necessary for me to do that again. Now that all this Real Game Tower business is done, we gotta move on to someplace else. Can't stay in one place forever. Where should we go next? Quite a few things for us to do. Oh, Agate Village. We didn't go there yet, and it was actually next chronological. No, I didn't mean to go back into... Thumb slipped and I hit B instead of A. Sorry about that. Anyway, so let's head to Agate Village, this nice, beautiful, peaceful village. And oh boy, have I been looking forward to what I want to show next. Okay, I sound so creepy going into this deep dark cave with this old woman inside of it. That's kind of disturbing, actually. So, Teacher Lady has a new move for you after Cypher Key Lair. But before I mention what new move it is, I need to amend something that I said last time. I said that Sky Attack has a high critical hit chance, and I had a few of you challenge me on this saying it does not. Did some research, and sure enough, you guys were right. The in-game text for Sky Attack states that it has a high critical hit ratio, and the in-game text is actually wrong, and pretty much has been wrong since the beginning of time. Thing is, it has the high chance of flinching, yes, but it does not have the high critical hit ratio that it says that it does. So yeah, the in-game text is actually wrong. On a programming level, it does not have a high critical hit chance. Not only that, but when I said that Sky Attack is kind of useless competitively, I did kind of mean Gen 3 speaking, though, but I will concede, I was not clear on that at all, and I usually do speak as though I'm talking about current gens. I pretty much did know that Sky Attack would be a useful attack thanks to the Power Herbs introduction in Gen 6, but what I didn't know, just because I haven't really looked into Gen 6 competitively all that much, is that there is a certain new Pokemon that's amazing at using Sky Attack and is like an absolute god using it competitively. That Pokemon is Hawlucha. Probably the only new Pokemon in X and Y that I don't like at all is the one Pokemon that is actually amazing at using the attack that I've wanted to be useful since the beginning of time. My favorite looking attack is a match made in heaven for one of my least favorite Pokemon ever. Go figure. Anyway, enough about that. Let's not be negative about that. New move, Double Edge. More accurate and more powerful than Takedown, but you take more recoil damage. That does not matter to me, however, because I got me a Billy Bob, and Billy Bob does not take the recoil damage. I am so stupid. Anyway, Takedown 90 power, 85 accuracy. No, I'm getting rid of that for Double Edge. Alright, so we got some really offensive moves now. I am feeling really good about this moveset. Here we go. And that does it. We now have Double Edge. I don't really think I need to learn any more moves here. I might change my mind at a later point. Not like I can't come back here whenever, but you know what I mean. I just think that's kind of it that all I want to teach. I think I only used Thunder Wave and Double Edge. You know, I didn't use all those moves though, but hey, I guess you don't have to. Now, if we go see Egan, what's that? You destroyed Cypher Secret Factory. Well done, bravo! That means there won't be any new Shadow Pokemon appearing at the least. Is something else on your mind? What's that? Cypher's boss challenged you to go to their headquarters? Fine, I'll go too. Lead the way to their headquarters! Huh? They're on Citadark Isle. If memory serves, Citadark is an island south of Gatian Port. I heard that the around the island is very vicious. Even people in the area have shunned it from past to present. Is there any means of reaching a place so forbidding? Aw, okay, so he doesn't really have anything new for you, but he will say that to you, and I feel like Egan's kind of a memorable guy, so I kind of wanted to come here and show that. Boating accident sinkings are common around Citadark Isle. I understand that people go out of their way to avoid it completely. Perhaps Cypher took note of that and deliberately built their headquarters there. Yeah, you think? So you know what this means. We gotta go see Dungeon Man, and we gotta get him to give us his yellow submarine, because a submarine can brave those rough waters. Okay, no, not really. We already have the Robo-Kyogre, so... And that, I think Dungeon Man is kind of a little bit further away than Gatianport, so I don't think we need to do that. Okay. Next up, there is actually something for us at Cypher Key Lair. This was not our last time seeing this. Can't believe that I didn't show this before, but there is something for us here. If you go down in the basement, you get this battle CD. Now, for clearing this battle CD, you get a max revive. And another battle CD. If you beat that battle CD, you get yet another max revive. If you are underleveled or unsure about your team, fear no more. 2 free max revives if you can beat these 2 battle CDs. Really nice. Over at the SS Libra, there's something minor for us. A couple minor things, actually. Pofty, we've done with this location shoot. Let's get back to Pyrite. Oh, hi, Michael. Can you say something to Pofty, too? She's gotten a bit too excited and won't listen to me. Really? The sight of a ship here in the desert really get you excited? Ship in the desert, don't you think that's more than just a little mysterious and romantic? Sure. That's so right. If it were a handsome guy here, it would be perfect. Well, isn't it just a coincidence? I'm right, I've been shunned. Yeah, just kind of a little extra thing that I thought was kind of cool. This guy up here will notice that we got the snag machine back, but he says this place is getting too hectic with all the TV people and maybe it's time he left. Such is the life of a vagabond, and a hipster if his shirt is to be believed. Then if you go back to the room where Bonsly was, you can get a luxury ball. I didn't even know this was here, but quite a few of you corrected me on this, and, well, there it is. Next up, gotta be Mount Battle. I know we were all dreading it, but hey, I guess we can go here. I'm actually not here to compete in any battles, though. If you want to see what the prizes are, sans level 100, I'll show those on screen right now if you are at all curious or if any of these look like they might be useful to you. The 100th floor bonus, though, is something that I want to talk about another time, so forgive me on that one. I just think it needs its own section. Anyway, the Move Relearner right here. I want to talk to him. I have a few unspent Poke Coupons, and I want to have him teach things to Zangoose. As you might notice, Zangoose used to know Swords Dance. It's one of its default moves. As much as I usually like counter, I think I'm going to get rid of that just because I would rather have Swords Dance to buff my attack and do lots of damage in one turn. So I think I'll do that. Okay, there we go. Clean sweep. Zangoose has forgotten how to use counter. Zangoose just does not really have the best defenses. It has a decent amount of HP though, but it just that... There was like one time when I think counter was useful on it though, but it just, I don't really think those are going to come up very often just because Zangoose doesn't really have the best defense in the world and it's not going to withstand stuff all that much. I mean, granted, that's kind of the beauty of counter, is that if you take a lot of damage, you deal twice of it back, though, but I just don't really feel comfortable with it on Zangoose. Next, if you go see Gonzap after Cypher Key Lair, he is back in his awesome chair, but he's too manly to sit in it. Ah, it's the kid, how'd things turned out. The look on your face tells me it went well, though. Good work. If I had underlings like you, Team Snag'em would be set for life. But you wait, one of these days I'll rebuild Team Snag'em to its former glory. When that happens, you'll be our sworn enemy. Don't be surprised when it happens. Gah! Oh, Gonzap as upbeat as ever. My Oddish! What? Yeah, there is a bit of a typo here that I haven't really seen documented before. Yeah, my Oddish was useful, not Gloom. Oddish. If you have trouble sleeping, it'll have you snoring in no time. Yeah, never really understood why that was like that, because all the other references of that Pokemon in the game call it a Gloom. Not often you see a typo in a Pokemon game, but hey, there you go. And I gotta say, hearing Gonzap say that puts such a damper on my spirits a little bit, as much as that typo brightened it back up again, because he says that, and he sounds like he's so ready to go out and fight again, and is so ready to go back to his former glory. And all of us know that this is the last adventure that ever took place in the Orre region, or ever took place in, you know, the line of Colosseum or in XD. There was never another one. And it's really, really sad that that is the case, because like I've said many times, I feel like there was potential here, and I wish they'd return to it. And last place, the Outskirts Stand. Gotta end this where we began in all of this saga. Well, not really Michael's saga, but you know what I mean. You might remember this guy who gave us Togepi. Oh, hello, how's my Shadow Togepi doing? Oh, the Togepi in your party is my Togepi, isn't it? You finished with purification. Oh, thank you. I'm so glad you're back to normal Togepi. Now, may I have my Togepi back? I'm willing to trade you an Elekid. I've been raising in return. Would that be okay? All right. So, you can keep this Togepi for yourself, and if you want to raise it into a Togetic, that's fine. I've heard Togetic with Serene Grace teaching its Sky Attack is really, really broken if you like doing that. But I think I do want to trade away this Togepi. Now, this Elekid that you get is no ordinary Elekid. First off, you will see that his name's Zaprong. Interesting choice for a name. But this Elekid is very, very special. Why is that? Look at that excellent starting moveset. Ice Punch, Fire Punch, Thunder Punch, Cross Chop. I guarantee you that if you want to raise an Elekid, or rather an Electabuzz or an Electivire of any kind, 2 of the moves you want in its final moveset are already there. Really, really nice. These are moves that people breed to have on their Elekids. They are that good. And even if you don't want to use it on your team, you might as well trade it up to a later generation of Pokemon and use it there if you want to have an Electivire with some nice moves. A lot of the moves that you want are already going to be on it, but should you want to raise it here, Elekid does not have Electivire accessible to it in this generation. You can only go up to Electabuzz. That being said, he's not horrible at dealing damage, just not as good as he could be. He does not have the ability Motor Drive available to him either, because it's exclusive to Electivire. But should you want to raise him, just be forewarned that he needs to grow 10 levels to evolve, because Elekid is one of few baby Pokemon that evolve specifically at level 30 and not through happiness. That's really all I have to say about that. Next up, this guy in Outskirts Dan. Remember him? You're going to want to stock up on some balls while you're here. I went and grabbed 23 Timer Balls altogether just because Timer Balls are probably the most helpful item to you coming up. You want a lot of them because there are a lot of hard-to-snag Pokemon, and it's not uncommon for Shadow Pokemon to come out last in a battle. So definitely consider that. Anyway, aside from that, there really aren't any other things I want to talk about. There are the battle CDs that you can go around and collect at this point, but aside from the ones that I have gone out of my way to show you already, the only really useful one, if I'm not mistaken, is number 21, because that gives you the Focus Punch TM, which could be useful in double battles and all that. Obviously, Focus Punch is a great move competitively. You know, it's basically a Hyper Beam, except you have to not get attacked at the beginning of the turn instead of recharge the following turn. You know, it's a good attack. Aside from that, though, there's a few that give you rare candies, a few that give you PP ups, though, but aside from that, it's like, oh, hey, you just won this super hard battle that you had to go look up a guide for. Congratulations, here's your Awakening, even though you have the Call command. Oh, okay, you don't want the Awakening? Okay, the next one's gonna give you an X accuracy, even though you have the Call command. Yeah, I'm not a fan. Anyway, though, I think that does it. There's nothing left to do here on the mainland. There's no telling what you'll run into on Citadark Isle. You be careful. If going gets rough, you scoot back right away, okay? Don't try to overdo things. Oh yeah, I think the Pokemart has added new merchandise. Stock up on supplies before you go. I think we should. Just because that was kind of the very last thing that we need to take care of. You know, Pokemart getting better, all that stuff, and I don't think I ever showed the interior of this Pokemon Center. I'm not really sure if I'm healed up right now or not, though, but I might as well show it just because it's a really good-looking Pokemon Center. Really, really nice and pretty. I like this perspective, and I wish that more areas did this. It's kind of awkward how, like, the new areas in XD use this camera perspective, though, and, you know, Agate Village does, though, but nothing else really does, and it's a shame because I like this look. Like it a lot. It's very, you know, it's almost isometric, but at a slightly different angle, and it really, really adds depth to things. It makes things feel really grand. What do you have to say? We haven't talked to you throughout our entire adventure. I've been up on dry land for so long now I'm losing the feel for life on the sea. I've assembled my Pokemon supplies and Pokemon are restored to full health, but who knows when the next ship will sail. Aw, okay. What about you? I became a trainer at this age, so I've been coming here daily to learn more about what training involves. But wow, I see you're already raising Pokemon at your age. I consider that impressive. Alright, I'll do my best to keep up with you. Guy, I thought every 10-year-old got Pokemon and left home at that age. You're behind the times, man. Oh, also, about battle CDs, I didn't mean that I won't ever show them, I just mean that I'll show them at another time, just because it's kind of think it would get in the way at this point. Anyway, on to the Pokemart. Hey, buddy, it's been a while since we've seen you. What's up? Aw, finally the merchandise selection is the best in Orre. My dream doesn't end here. I want to be the best shop in the world! Oh, no, I beg your pardon. Max Potion and Full Restore. Would you like some? Yeah, so if you want to buy any items, I would highly suggest that you stock up on some Ultra Balls. I think I'm going to go for, we'll say 20 of these. If you ever want more, don't worry, you can leave Citadark Isle anytime you want. Your Robo-Kyogre's not cut off from you, though, so don't buy as though you won't get another chance to come here. It's just that if you don't want to backtrack, you probably shouldn't do that. But that does it. It is time for us to leave. You got anything new to say, Per? Oh, no, you don't have anything to say. He's just wishing us well once again. Okay. Let's leave in good spirits. Aboard Robo-Kyogre.